Alright, what's up everyone, I'm Filoki and I'm back with another video. So today our focus is on PJ Walker, an XFL superstar, the quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks, who had a 5-0 record with over 1,300 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions before his season was sadly cut short by bat soup. So today our focus is going to be on PJ Walker. Like I just said, he was signed to the Carolina Panthers, and I mean, it's time for him to take over the league. So as you can see here, he is the starting quarterback. I have added a few pieces from free agency that have slipped through the cracks of like the people that were left by the roster creator who haven't been signed to a team yet. So I've picked some people up just so that he has a decent chance, which kind of goes against what I've done for all the other ones. But PJ Walker, I'm not going to let him get destroyed because the defense for the Panthers is so awful. So I picked up some mid-tier players that were left, and yeah, that's what I have decided to build around him. And today what we're going to do is we're just going to see how good PJ Walker can do in the NFL. Alright, so the first win of PJ Walker's 2020 season with the Carolina Panthers comes against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a 24-14 victory where he had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions with just under 300 passing yards, which not bad for a player in his second game in the NFL. Alright, so moving into the bye week, Week 7, we've played 6 games, and sadly the Panthers are last in their division. They are 2-4, and their division is very stacked. They're playing very well. The Buccaneers and the Falcons are both 5-1, with the Saints close behind at 4-1-1. So if we go into stats, we can see that PJ Walker is second in passing yards, but 13th in passing touchdowns. 1,700 passing yards, pretty good, but the touchdown to interceptions, not very great. Hopefully he can pick that up by the end of the season, and maybe he can start winning some games for the Carolina Panthers, and they can go to the playoffs. Who knows, we'll see, but I'm going to continue on simming, and if anything important happens, I will let you know. Alright, so we're here in week 10, and we've actually won the last 2 games since our bye week, and if we view weekly awards, we will see that PJ Walker had almost 300 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns, which, I mean, the Titans just couldn't stop him. 38-20 victory. He is doing very well in the past 2 games, so I'm going to continue simming, and maybe the push for the playoffs is a possibility now that we're only 2 games back. Alright, so here at the end of the regular season, you can tell that we did not make the playoffs. The Panthers, they were the last in their division, but the division was very strong this year. We actually only won 2 more games after that 2-win streak after the bye week, so that's pretty disappointing. But if we go here to stats, PJ Walker 11th in passing yards and 7th in passing touchdowns, so almost 4,000 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He only had 2 interceptions for the entirety of the second half of the season, which, if I am not mistaken, that is true, and that is a very good stat line then. So I think he was 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, so he had, what, 22 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions in the second half of the season. So if I'm correct on that, my god, he really finished strong. So I would assume that it's probably on the defense's shoulders, because Christian McCaffrey did pretty well. DJ Moore, he had 1,300 yards. It's a very good year for him with 14 touchdowns as well. That is a great year. And yeah, so yeah, our defense played very subpar, but I'm going to actually give the offseason to the team, let them do free agency. I'm going to draft, but then we are actually going to come back next year and see if anything better can happen, and I'll see you at the draft. Alright, I lied. I am not here at the draft. I'm here at the Super Bowl. So if we look at the yearly awards, Cam Newton has gone to the Patriots, and PJ Walker was 8th in MVP voting, which that's pretty interesting, but Cam Newton went to the Patriots, and they're in the Super Bowl against the New York Giants, and I am really baffled. I really want to see who the New York Giants have, because I have actually never seen the Giants in the Super Bowl. So I mean, they look like they have the same team. They probably still have their quarterback as, oh, they picked up Jameis Winston, and he took them to the Super Bowl. some crazy things are happening in this 2020 season. But what can you do? I mean, the team's picked up new quarterbacks and it's worked out very well for them. Cam Newton versus Jameis Winston. I mean, let's just see what happens. Who's going to win? So Cam Newton and the Patriots have won the Super Bowl. So even without Tom Brady, the Patriots still find a way to win the Super Bowl. So I'm going to see you at the draft for real this time, and yeah, I'll probably show you the first and second pick if they're some big names or just some good players. And then we're going to get on to the next season. Alright, so moving into the draft, we actually have the 4th overall pick, and we're going to be taking Julius Eason, a right end, which we are lacking on the defensive end. He is an early first-round talent, and he's 21. He's a power rusher, so yeah, let's just draft him. Alright, so he's a 76 overall, hidden development. At 21 years old, that's not bad. That's actually a pretty good pick. It's a slight reach. He was 6th in true talent, and we drafted him at 4th, but we needed him to fill a slot, and I think he'll actually end up being pretty good. Alright, so round 2, we do have a spot at strong safety that we need to fill, so we are going to be drafting Jaden Kaysen, a free safety. He's a 2nd round projection, but he's a mid-1st round talent. He's 21. And yeah, I'm going to move him over to strong safety and see how he does. So yeah, this will probably be the last pick that I show you before I just show you the overview of the draft. But 75 overall, hidden development, not bad. 10th overall rank in true talent, and we got him at 36, so that's a good pick. And yeah, I'll see you at the end of the draft. I'm probably just going to pick up maybe some offensive linemen or some depth at certain positions. So I'll see you then, and yeah, then we'll move on to the regular season. Right, so here is a draft recap. I showed you the first 2 picks of Julius Eason and Jaden Kaysen. I ended up going for a lineman, a strong safety just as like a backup maybe, and then I just started just going after linemen that had decent draft combines because the CPU didn't scout any of them, so I just went for people that had good combines, and we actually ended up getting a 70 overall. Yeah, now it's on to the regular season, and let's see how year 2 will go for PJ Walker. Alright, so year 2 of PJ Walker as the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. This is the team around him, what it looks like. DJ Moore actually ended up going to a superstar X Factor after having such a great season last year. And the defense, it's basically the same defense, but with the rookies that we've put in. So let's just get to simming, and I'll see if anything good happens once again. Alright, so here at the bye week, week 6, 5 weeks have gone by, and the Panthers have 0 wins. And it's not PJ Walker's fault. As you can see, there's a weekly award, and PJ Walker with 350 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns. He couldn't get the win though, because our defense allowed 31 points. So yeah, if we go to the stats, we can see that PJ Walker, 3rd in passing yards, 7th in passing touchdowns. He's not doing bad. 11 passing touchdowns to 3 interceptions is not bad whatsoever. However, the problem with this team that you can see if we go into team stats is that defensively, we are literally the worst team in the league defensively. I mean, there's just nothing PJ Walker can do about that. I mean, we have an 81 overall defense. You would assume that they do a little bit better than last in the league by far. Like, it's not even close. Like, we allowed, I think it said 33 more points than the 2nd most points allowed. So, defense is horrific. PJ Walker is playing good enough to be top 10 in the league. So, I'm just going to continue simming. It's not looking like the playoffs are in sight. Alright, so here in week 17, as you can see, we actually have won a decent amount of games. We've won 7 of our last 10, and if we go over to stats, we can see that PJ Walker is 4th in yards and touchdowns with 10 interceptions. Not great, but I mean, not bad whatsoever. He's basically led the team to getting this amount of wins, because if we go to team schedule, you can see that all the wins that we got after our bye week were in no part because of our defense. Our defense has done very poorly the entire year, and we just ended up outscoring teams. But now we are in week 17, and I mean, there's a chance that if the Saints lose and we win, we can take over their spot. I don't know if that's accurate because they did beat us in week 16. I don't know if we beat them before that, but yeah, so let's just sim this week. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, but we do. We make the playoffs after beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, 49-21, and PJ Walker has successfully dragged the worst defense in the league into the playoffs. And now it is 3rd and 12, and they have to do something. PJ Walker, he throws it to the end zone, and it is caught by who? I believe that is Curtis Samuel. Yes, it is. It is Curtis Samuel, and a clutch touchdown by PJ Walker to Curtis Samuel. A great catch, contested, and now the game is most likely going to be tied up. Hopefully the kicker does not miss the field goal. Alright, so the PAT is good with Teddy Bridgewater as the holder. It's just great to see. Alright, so now we are here with the Carolina Panthers and PJ Walker. They ended up getting the kickoff for overtime, and now they have the ball. PJ Walker was just sacked, but their offense is stagnant right now, and they really need to get something going if they want to have a chance of winning the game. They need to get this first down quickly, and they need to continue moving the ball downfield. Alright, so unfortunately the Carolina Panthers lost, with PJ Walker being unable to do anything with that first possession in overtime. The Eagles ended up coming down and kicking a field goal to win the game, and that is it for the playoff hopes of the Panthers, but they did end up making the playoffs, which is still baffling seeing how bad the defense was. But PJ Walker, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. Could have done better in the portions that we watched, but he did good enough. I mean, he couldn't win the game, sadly, but what are you going to do? I mean, they have the worst defense in the league. It was almost guaranteed that they weren't going to do anything, but PJ Walker, he was able to try his best and bring the team to the playoffs, which I did not expect. After starting 0-5, I did not expect us to win even 4 games, but ended up going 8-8 and making the playoffs, so props to PJ Walker. And I mean, it was a good effort, but just seems like there's nothing you could do. Alright, so to wrap up this video, we're going to take a look at the yearly awards for the second season, and as you can see, PJ Walker, he ended up being number 4 in MVP voting, just behind Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, and Russell Wilson. So, I mean, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, they ended up doing very well in this simulation. Now, if we go to the NFC and we go to wide receiver of the year, DJ Moore, I'm going to show you his stats. He had an insane year this year. He was magnificent. So if we go over the stats, obviously you can see PJ Walker, 4,300 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not bad whatsoever. But if we go to receiving, 1,300 yards, 21 receiving touchdowns for DJ Moore. He carried this team. He put the team on his back. He caught everything that was thrown to him, and he just 21 touchdowns. I have never seen anyone get that high. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Worst defensive team in the league, and it wasn't even close. So the fact that PJ Walker was able to do anything with this team, it baffles me. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you leave a like and comment anything that you'd like to see down in the comment section below. I have a few ideas of what I'm going to do for Madden videos. I'm planning on doing Madden every other video, so a Madden video, a random video, and then a Madden video. So make sure you subscribe and check out those videos when they come out. But yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great day.